ABC. From around the world, this is ABC 2000. Once again from Times Square in New York, Peter Jennings.
It's a little after 6 o'clock Eastern time now. We've just seen these extraordinary celebrations in France and this equally moving but in very different way from Vatican City, thanks to Barbara Walters and Cookie Roberts who've been there. But we haven't been down actually in Times Square for just a while. We just heard the mayor tell us a short while ago that there are as many people here at this time of the day as there were last year for the actual midnight celebration themselves. And there has not, to the best of our knowledge, been an incident of any magnitude, of any significance in this city or any other to disrupt the celebrations. Oh, there were a few minor things in Sydney, Australia earlier today, largely blamed on the exuberance of the moment. And I guess any of us who've ever come to Times Square know that what you see here are partly New Yorkers, but partly people from everywhere else in the world, because people who come to New York always want to see Times Square. Signs down there wishing Nora happy 2000 in New Mexico. I'm glad he put up that one. People have come with handmade signs. Another one down here says, "Go Bucks, you go boy." Hello Canton, Ohio. There's a tremendous crowd, and somewhere out there I think is ABC's Jack Ford. What else? Am I right or wrong? Can we make contact with him at the moment, or has he been temporarily swallowed by the crowd? Hi, Jack. I can see you there.
Peter, I can see you over there.
Good.
As you were saying, there's a crowd out here. They're all carrying some interesting signs. You know, as you look out at the crowd, Peter, I know you mentioned before that there were more people at about 5:30. More people at about 5:30 here than there were all of last year. Well, we understand from talking to the police sources here that the crowd now is stretching back here up to 50th Street. They never expected it would go back that far. But as you walk around through the crowds, Peter, as you know, there was a great deal of concern over both security and how to safely manage these crowds. Well, so far, obviously the security concerns, we can't tell what's happening except for the fact that there have been no problems out here. And we know that the police were out here for literally days in advance to prepare all that. But in terms of the management of the crowd, it has been perhaps even more successful than they had anticipated. They have utilized this system of what they've been calling pens, where they would shepherd the viewers and the spectators into these pens. They'd fill them up about 2/3 of the way so there was room for them to expand, room for them to move around. And it has been a very manageable system. Literally, we out here who are reporting on this, along with the police who are patrolling, can stroll along through the streets, talk to people. The people can see everything they want to see. You can hear them now making a little bit of noise as the camera is panning over them. So clearly, in terms of the organizers of this Times Square 2000 event, it has been successful. They are pleased with the people here. The weather has now become somewhat more accommodating than it was this morning, and the folks are sitting here waiting for that ball that went up to the top of that shaft at about 7 o'clock this morning and went up to a huge roar, even given the small amount of folks that were here at the time. These people are now waiting patiently for it to drop to the bottom. Peter?
Thanks very much, Jack. I just want to give people a quick sense of where we've been. Here's the international date line. This is where we started today. This is where the new century began in New Zealand, Tonga, and Kiribati. And on the USS Topeka, if you were here this morning, you remember it was an American submarine under the international date line who first greeted the new century. And we've moved all across Asia now and across much of Western Europe and through Bethlehem and Cairo and now Berlin and Rome and Paris, London to come, Rio de Janeiro to come, and all of the United States to come. The celebration on the easternmost part of the United States will occur in Newfoundland, and I'm not sure how long that is from now. We've got so many clocks around here, but I hope you'll stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.